Welcome back to another very delayed race day vlog. This race happened like 2 weeks ago. I don't know. I've been preoccupied. We've been moving and that takes forever. We'll chat about that later. Anyway, so this happened about 2 weeks ago. Again, I typically try to do a recap prior to the race, but I've been slacking on all ends, obviously. She went a mile 16th over at Turfway, so it's a synthetic. There was anything to say prior. Anyway, we're just gonna hop right into it. Phenomenal.
And there they go. Quick start, Jack Summer. Cher is also up close to the action. Anna forwardly positioned along the inside. A Star for Cora comes away running in fourth. In a peach from her inside, and from her outside is Megan's Noel. After them races Oh Pollyanna. American Anna from the inside, and Katie Got Lucky from her outside. It's Jack Summer who popped the starting gate. She's the quickest of all. Anna's into the second spot. Cher is third. She wants to reserve her energy and sit a trip from third. She's about 2.5 off the pace, which is still held by Jack Summer. Jack Summer has the lead entering the backstretch. Anna's into second. In the third spot is Cher. She's traveling well enough. In a peach is fourth along the inside. And also going with her is a Star for Cora, and further out Megan's Noel. American Anna and Oh Pollyanna are about 6.5 off the pace, and Katie Got Lucky is the last of all. Jack Summer still with the lead. Anna applies the pressure. 25 seconds the opening quarter of the half, and 49-3. And Cher's been sitting a nice trip from third, and she's starting to close in just a little bit. From the inside is in a peach. And here's Megan's Noel launching her charge with a wide run. Green Silks with the white cap right alongside of Cher. They are both closing in together. Oh, Pollyanna's now trying to take off. She's the gray. She strides into the fifth spot, and she has a little bit of a look, and so too does Katie Got Lucky. But they all need to come and get Jack Summer, who has led throughout, and Jack Summer is still strong off the turn. Jack Summer, the leader at the eighth pole. And chasing her is Megan's Noel. Cher's under a little pressure from the inside. Katie Got Lucky's into the fourth spot. Jack Summer has been going the entire trip with the top spot, and Jack Summer is going to go wire to wire. Megan's Noel was second. Cher checked in third. Katie Got Lucky fourth for the Superfecta.
All right, you've already seen it go, so let's talk through it. She's the one. She's on the inside. She breaks as she always does. Actually, if anything, she breaks a step quicker, but she settles back to right where she is. So she's sitting in the middle of the pack. Some people will complain about having the inside post because it's not uncommon if you're not a super fast horse that you're going to get into traffic trouble. Going into the turn, they were a little tight, but nothing that is going to affect anybody. Anyway, and off they go. The first three are going to separate themselves as the speed of the group, and she's going to nestle into fourth, and she's going to take control of the second group. Something important to note, as she'll pop up a little closer to your screen on the bottom, but something important to note, if you watch her running style compared to everyone else, she uses her whole body like really well. She like lets herself get long and low, just nice, easy, steady. But however, she's just not very quick with it. Granted, she is a huge filly. She's every bit of like 17-1, I think, maybe 17-2 at this stage. Anyway, so she's still nestled into fourth. She kind of tries a little bit to get up to third. The rest of the pack is starting to creep on up to the front runners. This was a mile and 16th, so it was a pretty long race, but this is definitely more of a distance I think she should typically favor, at least pedigree-wise and conformation-wise. She tends to think so. Anyway, coming around the turn, these four up front are going to start to take with it. The horses closing are coming with. Jockey's asking her. She's not really responding. That being said, she always takes a while to respond anyway. It takes her a little while to get going. And she kind of tries to close a little bit here. It's just the outside speed was a little bit more than she was. I don't know if she also didn't love necessarily being on the inside, but I mean, nothing you could do about that at that point. It wasn't going to cost her a placing or anything. Anyway, she ends up rounding off to be 6th. She got nipped at the wire for that 5th place. So yeah, that is kind of how that went. Was not the greatest. Jockey did everything right. She was completely fine, happy, healthy, and like she did okay. She just did not have that second wind to kick around and do something interesting for the second half of it. So, obviously we have a little bit of thinking to do now, because obviously she hasn't really improved since she won. She's had some races where they've been really good, and then she's had some excuses for other races, but she's just kind of been like vibing. I keep saying I'm going to do a racing terminology video, and I do. It's on my docket. I just knew we were moving, and I was like, once we figure out the moving thing, then I'll do it. Then I'll actually sit down and properly do it. And so now it's coming. But for now, racing happens in levels. And so let's say this was kind of the level that she won at. Like, so when she won, she was at this level. After she won, we kind of bumped her up to 2 levels, and then after a little bit we kind of bumped her down 1 level, and she's kind of sitting kind of in between the level she won at and the level she was at. So there's not, the racetrack this one's at, there's not like an in-between bubble for that. So she's technically running out of her price range of what she won last time. So the thought process is maybe drop her down a level, so as to see if she will do better in that type of competition. Unfortunately, the racetrack she's currently at doesn't have that level of competition, but they have a level under it. And so as my thing is, like, I really would prefer her not to get claimed. So that's like something that's in the back of my mind. I'm like, okay, we can, like, if we could drop her just a smidge, it would be perfect. It's right up her alley. I don't think anyone would take her. Dropping her down to what the racetrack is currently offering is a little bit more of like, well, I don't think she would get claimed, considering her races have not necessarily been anything fantastic since her win, and also her odds have always been fairly long, indicating that the betting public also doesn't think highly of her. So, like, I don't think anyone would take a gamble on her. And, like, there's nothing pedigree-wise that says, oh, this is something super interesting. So it's kind of like it's worth doing so that she could potentially go out and just gain more confidence, get like her feeling back over herself, and then consider bumping her up if she does do well. Or I don't know. That's kind of the general thought process of right now, the general plan. My other question wasn't a suggestion, was if she didn't like the racetrack, could we just potentially babysit her or sit on her until Belterra opened back up, because she likes Belterra. Belterra opens up in March or April. And they're like, well, she likes the track, and then hopefully now that Oaklawn and everything is opening up south, a lot of the tougher competition is hopefully gonna boot out. Although reality, I was like, us little guys are still gonna hang around. They're like, well, yeah. So anyway, that's kind of the thought process for right now. So we'll see her next time, probably still at Turfway, because we aren't driving up to Mahoney. Not doing Mahoney. It's like a 6-hour drive. Anyway, in other news, her sister, who you all got to see only once, has returned to training. So we will also be seeing her this spring/summer, depending how long it takes her to get back into the groove of things. Yeah, I think that's about it. That's all I got. I think that's all I got for right now. Anyway, I know this is kind of a little short and chaotic. I swear to God, once all this stuff settles, I've got so much stuff ready for you all. So much stuff. I gotta get there. I gotta get my shit together. I never have my shit together. Anyway, until next time.